Welcome everybody back to the Figure Kit Garage full of resin heads and kit builders. Brent Krug with another out-of-the-box review. The box you see on the table in front of you is one of the newest releases from Star Ace Toys, distributed by X Plus USA. This is the Cyclops from the 1958 film The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. This kit is a part of the Ray Harryhausen 100-year anniversary series. Ray Harryhausen, who above and beyond is a legend of stop-motion animation, or dynamation as I should say, would have been 100 years old in 2020, but sadly passed away in 2013. But Ray created some of the most memorable creatures for movies such as Mighty Joe Young, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Jason and the Argonauts, and the final film that he worked on, the 1981 film Clash of the Titans. This kit, I will have to admit, this is the first vinyl kit I've reviewed on this channel, and I'm almost kind of ashamed because Star Ace Toys has been producing these kits for quite a few years now, and it is a 10-piece 12.5-inch tall vinyl kit that I will have to admit I have never seen every one of Ray Harryhausen's films. I have seen the 1981 Clash of the Titans, but very few and far between. I've seen snippets of the original set Jason and the Argonauts and the Sinbad films, but this was recommended to me, and I decided to go ahead and jump on it. I purchased this from Big Bad Toy Store for $99.99, and it is still available. And this does come as a pre-painted piece in one of two versions. The version that you see on the box top or a greenskin version is available, and they are still available, although slightly more expensive. But just taking a look at the box art that Star Ace put together for this, it's a beautiful presentation just by itself. And this is one of the more popular characters that Ray Harryhausen created. And for anybody that isn't familiar with the dynamation style that he pioneered, Ray was mentored by Willis O'Brien. Willis O'Brien is most notably famous for the 1933 King Kong. Willis O'Brien was a pioneer of stop-motion animation, and Ray Harryhausen learned a lot from him. Now, the dynamation technique that Ray Harryhausen created split the background and foreground of pre-shot live-action footage into two separate elements. So you would have a background and a foreground that were live action, but they would be split into two pieces on film. Then he would animate a model or models, integrating the live action with the models. So basically, when the footage was combined, the live action footage and the stop motion animation that he created would be seamless. So Ray Harryhausen alone became a pioneer in his own right. And this kit is beautifully sculpted. It was sculpted by Kaibutsuya, and we're going to go ahead and bring the pieces out, molded in brown vinyl with a club, also separately. And Big Bad Toy Store, I ordered this on the 10th of this month, and it arrived on the 16th. So I got to hand Big Bad Toy Store all the credit in the world for getting this to me as fast as they did. And we'll start off with the head of the Cyclops. Beautifully sculpted detail all the way around. And for those of you that have never done a vinyl kit, these kits are primarily hollow cast. So filling these with foam to keep them from warping in case they're exposed to any type of a heat source for any reason, a window, it doesn't matter. These kits will tend to cave in a little bit because the vinyl does get soft. But the detail that Star Ace captured, or Kaibutsuya, excuse me, captured in this piece is unbelievable. And Star Ace actually engineered this to where the mouth can be posed opened or closed. And the mouth does pop off, and it's held on by magnets. You can see the two little divots on the inside of the head to where the magnets will catch. But the reason why that was done is because it allows you to reach underneath, and there is a little, see a little post sticking out of the back that allows you to pose the eye of the Cyclops in any way you want. Kind of like the parallel rolling eyeball system that Hot Toys developed. You know, allows you an unlimited number of options. Well, somewhat limited number of options for how you want the eye to be posed. But that's the first time I've ever seen this in a vinyl kit at all. But really incredible sculpt. Bring out the main body. All the warts and the cracking in the skin. And there is going to be a bit of seam work to do with this to blend this in and make it look like all one piece. The head will fit right at the top of the neck like so. And yeah, there is going to be a seam line to fill in, but that's the way these things worked back in the day. These things were not always perfectly seamless. And it'll sit just like so. But a really amazing kit overall. And then the lower half to just below the knees. Beautiful full fur, fully sculpted fur detail. And this is actually a really big kit. This is not the first time the Cyclops has been done. I know Geometric Designs, when George Stevenson owned the company, did a Cyclops, and I believe Billiken also back in the day had a Cyclops of their own as well. And this being the first Harryhausen kit that I've ever owned, I can't lie when I say that I'm 100% impressed with the way that this kit was done. Bring up the two arms. The vein detail in his biceps. With all the cracking in the skin. Really, really well done. And this thing is cast beautifully. And will fit just like so. Really, really well done. And the one thing about this, as opposed to the vinyl kits that we used to have back in the mid to late 1990s, is that X Plus did all the vinyl trimming. And what I mean by that is there would be flashing that would be around the edges of the kit from the casting process, because these are cast in metal molds. And when the liquid vinyl is poured in, they're kind of slushed around so that the vinyl will splash into all the detail that's created. And what you will have left over is a little bit of excess flashing from the casting process that X Plus has already trimmed from all of these parts. And I think that's an amazing thing. Back in the day, you used to have to heat up with a hairdryer, making sure that you didn't cut yourself in the process of trying to trim the excess flashing off. But X Plus has already done that for you. The hands, all the nail detail, and there is a little bit of seam work along the edges of the hands because these hands have been cast solid. Will fit in very nicely to the wrist sockets on his arms. Apologize for the blur. But all in all, this is a kit that is ready to be, this is ready to be built right out of the box. There's not a lot of trimming, no trimming to be done. Putty work, yes. Glue work, yes. A little bit of fur sculpting to blend in around the waist. But other than that, this is a kit that requires very little prep work in any way, shape, or form. Then we'll have the lower half is goat type feet that will plug in, and I'm going to assemble this guy as best I can. Holes in the bottom, and if you look, the way that they plug in, the seam line work is going to be very, very minimal. So, like so. And then let me bring the a little bit of fur sculpting, like I said, to blend this in is going to be required. But once it's done, this thing is going to look absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to try and fit all these pieces on him in one shot. If I don't, well, at least I tried. And he is a tall kit, I will not deny that. I wonder if my reliable quake putty will hold that head on there. See if we can get it to work. Probably going to wind up being top heavy from the way the head is. Nope, it's not going to hold. I'll just hold it together by hand. But that will be the overall pose, like so. And like I said, you can pose the mouth open or closed, and the eye will be, you can position the eye any way you want. So for the engineering of this kit, Star Ace did a fantastic job of bringing this kit into the realm of vinyl kits, and they've been producing quite a few others. The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, the Kraken from the 1981 film Clash of the Titans, and several others as well. And the Clash of the Titans Kraken kit, I know Jason from Model Club TV has that one, and that's a lot of pieces. That's a big damn kit. I can't deny it. And then we have the club that will fit into his right hand, just like so. An amazing piece for the price and the height. Star Ace Toys did a fantastic job of putting out a vinyl kit that is just worth every single penny that I paid. And what I love about this is that back in the mid to late 90s, there were a numerous amount of companies alone that were producing vinyl kits at the time. And to give you an idea, the vinyl kit producers that we had back in the day were Screamin', Halcyon, Kyoto, Horizon, Revell, Janus, Elfin, the original Geometric Designs under George Stevenson, Billiken, Sakuda, Inaleg International, KOC, AMT Ertl, Polydata, West Kenji, Max Factory, Argonauts, and Sideshow. And Sideshow is most well known for the Wrights and Frankenstein kit that they produced. But that's what we had back in the day. You had a lot of companies producing a lot of vinyl kits. I think Horizon produced more than just about anybody else between the superheroes from both Marvel and DC, the dinosaurs from the original Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, and George Stevenson came along with Geometric Designs and produced the entire, I think it was a total of 10 figures altogether, the entire crew of the Enterprise from Star Trek The Next Generation, which had never been done before, as well as 2 versions of Pumpkinhead, Medusa from Clash of the Titans, which is another popular Ray Harryhausen character. And my God, we had so many out there, it was crazy. Sadly, a lot of those companies are no longer around. And right about now, and if I miss anything, don't be afraid to say so in the comments, because I probably did miss a couple of companies. Right now, Pegasus Hobbies, Kyoto, Star Ace X Plus, and as George Stevenson recently announced in the Blackheart newsletter, when Geometric Designs was sold in 2003, he sold the rights to the resin kits that were being produced, not the vinyl kits. This upcoming March, George made the announcement that the Geometric Predator kit that he released way back in the day, I believe it was possibly 1991, 92, and if I'm wrong, George, I apologize, a 1/8 scale Predator is going to be re-released. George retained the rights to the vinyl kit molds. So we may be seeing some of the original Geometric Designs vinyl kits being re-released, which is an awesome thing because George did some amazing kits back in the day. But like I said, the amount of vinyl kit producers that we had in the early mid to late 90s, even the early 90s, was plentiful. And because of recasting and rights problems with certain companies, the vinyl kit companies disappeared. It's a beautiful thing to have a newer vinyl kit in my collection now. It's a wonderful thing to see. As I said, this is still available from Big Bad Toy Store, along with the other vinyl model kits that they're currently producing. Pretty much affordable for anybody that's getting into this or that's already into the hobby. I can honestly say that Star Ace Toys did a beautiful job with the Cyclops. I will leave contact and website information for Big Bad Toy Store down below in the comments. Check them out. Like I said, this kit is still available. If you're a Harryhausen fan and you don't have this, it's worth it. If you don't want to build the model kit, the pre-paints are available, but believe me, the model kits are so much more fun. You get to do it yourself. I'm going to promote this hobby no matter what. Excuse me. So for this review of the Ray Harryhausen 100-year anniversary series vinyl model kit of the Cyclops from the 7th Voyage of Sinbad, this has been the Figure Kit Garage. Everybody stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Build a kit.